Hey, what's going on, guys? In this WoLongFallenDynasty build video guide, I'm using a viewer requested build of an Archmage. This is a build that's designed to be able to deal damage in any situation by covering 3 of the basic elements: fire, water, and wood. In this video guide, I'm going to give you my virtue stats, wizardry spells for low and high morale, and details for my weapons and armor. So be sure to watch till the end so you get the full build. If you have any build requests, let me know them down in the comments. If you're new here, please subscribe to my channel with all notifications on, and after this video is over, head on over to my channel for more Wulong guides. Alright guys, so this is a level 150 build. Now, as always in this portion of the video, I like to preface it by saying I understand all the soft caps for the virtue stats, and if you don't understand the soft caps and you want to know more about it, definitely check out the video that I created specifically for the topic. The link to that video will be in the description of this video and on the end screen of the video. Now, with all that being said, my virtue stats for this build are 30 on wood, 40 on fire, 10 on earth virtue and metal virtue, and then 64 on water virtue. Now, I've got my water virtue at 64 because I have a pretty powerful ice spell that I want to do a lot of damage. I've got my fire at 40 because I want to do some damage with fire there. Not so much with the wood virtue. I wanted to just apply shock to enemies, and it doesn't take that much power to apply shock, but definitely I want to do more damage with fire, with damage over time, and then with water virtue with that very powerful water spell. Alright, so for this build, I have 2 different wizardry sets, one for low morale and one for high morale. This is the set for low morale. The first spell I chose was Elemental Plague. For this one, increases the accumulation of all status effects dealt to enemies for a certain period of time. You need 3 morale in this and a 9 in your metal virtue. Basically, you'll be able to affect your targets with shock and frost and burn more easily when you use this spell. Second spell I chose was Lightning Bolt. Calls down a bolt of lightning on a locked on target or on a point at a certain distance in front of you. I like this spell because you don't have to be right next to your target. It actually locks onto them if you're a certain distance away, and it kind of hits them, so I really like that spell. I chose Frost Lance. You need 0 morale and 1 in water to use this. Summons a sharply pointed icicle to the front. The icicle will accelerate forward or toward the target you locked on prior to casting the spell. Very easy to use, very quick cast, and it will affect your targets with frost. And then I love this spell, Burning Flame Wave. You need a 10 in fire and 3 morale to activate. Summons continuous eddies of flame in front of you. This deals damage over time to any enemies that come in contact with it. So if they're getting dealt damage over time, they're going to be affected with burn. So this is one of the best spells to accumulate burn on targets. Alright guys, so this is my second wizardry spell list for this build for when you've been in a zone for a while or when you just have a little bit higher morale. The first spell I chose was Amplify Damage. You need 8 in fire and 3 morale to activate this. For a certain period of time, increases both the damage you deal to enemies and receive from them. The second spell I chose was Heaven's Rage. You need 25 in your wood virtue for this and 7 morale to activate. Calls down many bolts of lightning to strike in front of you. Basically, lock onto a target, hit them with this. If they're weak to wood, they're going to take massive damage, and at the very least, they're going to get affected with shock. Third spell I chose was Ominous Chill. You need 40 in your water virtue and 15 morale to activate this one. Summon small icicles to continuously fall on the locked on target or on a point at a certain distance to the front. Just like with Heaven's Rage, you lock onto them, but this one is a little bit slower to come down, so you have to pick and choose your timing on this one. But you hit them with this, they're going to take massive amounts of damage if they're weak to water. And the final spell I chose is Bursting Fireball. You need 15 in fire and a 12 morale for this one. Hurls a large fireball that will split into multiple small fireballs and explode after a certain period of time or upon hitting an enemy or terrain. I like this spell because it has a little bit of range on it. Alright, so when it comes to weapons and armor, I'll show you my weapons first. The first weapon I chose was the Sword of Yu to Great, and basically I chose that because I'm using the Evil Taoist set that gives the set bonus Instigator of Evil. You get Spirit Gain from deflecting, Elemental Damage plus 2.9%, Damage Amplification upon Wizardry Spells, and then Wizardry Spell Damage plus 8.1%. The individual skills I have on my Sword of Yu to Great, I've got Spirit Damage Bonus, Ice Attack Power. Then I've got another Ice Attack Power and then Lightning Attack Power. The second weapon I chose is the Golden Staff of King Yufu. Basically, I chose this weapon for the Wizardry Spell Damage plus 4%. I've got Spell Duration on it as well as Ice Attack Power because I want that Ice Attack that I've got to do serious, tremendous amounts of damage. Now, when it comes to my Evil Taoist set, I'll go over my different pieces and show you what skills I put on them. For my Evil Taoist headpiece, I've got damage to enemies with burns 3.4%, burns accumulation on enemies plus 8.2%, wizardry spells spirit consumption minus 2%, and then flame attack power. On my Evil Taoist Cloak, I've got Flame Attack Power plus 19, Burns Accumulation on enemies 8.1%, Wizardry Spell Spirit Consumption minus 2.1%, and then Wizardry Spell Damage plus 3.1%. On my Evil Taoist Bracelets, I've got Ice Attack Power, Chill Accumulation on enemies, Damage to enemies with Chill, and then Water Phase Spell Spirit Consumption minus 2.1%. And then finally, on my Evil Taoist Leglets, I've got Spirit Damage to enemies with Shock, Lightning Attack Power, Shock Accumulation on enemies, and then Wizardry Spell Spirit Consumption minus 1.9%. Alright guys, and that's going to be it for this build video. If you did like the build, please give the video a thumbs up. If you have any questions, let me know them down in the comments. For more build videos, check out my playlist for WoLongFallenDynasty. My name is Ventus SGN. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you have a Twitter, you can follow me at VSGNSocial for gaming clips and general entertainment posts.